If you're not feeling it, be honest. I'm dashing in the coupe and going Sonic speed. I gave you my all, tell me what else you need. I'm not ready for your love, but feel you rushing me. And my cup is running low, need you to fill it, please. I remember all those times it was a simple thing. Now I'm here all alone, reminiscing about what we could've been, I'm on the road, drinking, dropping, swerving, I won't crash out. Got 12 on my ass down, still will chase the bag down. Hit the throttle, spaz out. These niggas crashing out, they living but they lashing out. They ain't chasing paper now.
Whoa, I can't crash out. I remember I was broke, I'm getting cash now. These lame ass niggas talking shit don't make me lash out. She don't make me lash out. Ballin' like I'm Jordan, make it switch. Every time I talk, I'm making hits. Drippin' daily, I feel like the shit. Yeah, I'm going, I can't reminisce.
If you're not feeling it, be honest. I'm dashing in the coupe and going Sonic speed. I gave you my all, tell me what else you need. I'm not ready for your love, but feel you rushing me. And my cup is running low, need you to fill it, please. I remember all those times it was a simple thing. Now I'm here all alone, reminiscing about what we could've been, If you're not feeling it, be honest. Dashing in the coupe and going Sonic speed. I gave you my all, tell me what else you need. I'm not ready for your love, but feel you rushing me.
Yo, what's good, podcast? Welcome back. Episode 7 of the Poneglyph Podcast, where we decode the world of One Piece and anime one poneglyph at a time. I'm your host, Jay, aka Milky Way Jay, here with my brother, my co-host, Ja.
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
And we got a good episode for y'all today. We got a good episode in store. We got episode 1143. We're reviewing that. We got no break week on either the chapter or the episode, so that's great news. So we got episode 1143 review. Then we're gonna get into our anime world news. We got a good amount to talk about. As y'all know, the past few episodes, I've been on top of the anime news going around in the community just to stay in tune, because we're fans of the genre. At the end of the day, One Piece is where our heart's at right now, but we're true fans of the genre. So with that being said, and then after that, we're going to get into our manga chapter review. 1160, we got a big chapter, and we're going to roll that and tie that into our Davey Back Drafts at the end of the episode. And that's how today's episode 7, is going to go for y'all. Thoughts, Ja? What are your thoughts about today? What are you looking forward to?
This is, a highly awaited moment in the show that, we're waiting to see come to life. So, just, looking to see how about they go about it, if it's going to be identical to the manga or more lively and, fill in the gaps a little here and there. I'm for it all, though.
Yeah,
great manga chapter as well too. So.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like both are highly anticipated in terms of the manga chapter and the episode. So I'm looking forward to both. I'm actually excited to talk about the anime news as well. I've been enjoying us discussing that every week.
Yeah, for sure.
Got some things I'm excited to talk about. So let's get into this episode. We got episode 1143, and today's episode is called Vegapunk's Secret Plan, a tense worldwide broadcast. As y'all know from the ending of last episode, when unfortunately our beloved friend Vegapunk got donut hole.
Perished.
Yep. Some sort of video transmission transponder started broadcasting across the world, and pretty much just said come in world. So now we're gonna see what his message is, and I'm excited to see what we get into. The summary goes, suddenly, Vegapunk's broadcast begins, and the whole world is taken by surprise. As everyone rushes to set up video transponder snails and screens to watch it, the 5 elders grow concerned and discuss countermeasures. So, 5 elders, we know they've been super active these past few episodes, or really this whole second half of this arc. So, let's get right into the episode. We'll start right. Oh, can you hear it?
Yeah. Oh, we got a new intro.
Oh, I can't hear nothing now.
Ooh. Guys, I ask you to leave a like on the live, watching the VOD. Give a 5-star review if you're tuning in on the podcast services, Apple Music. Shout out them, Spotify. You know, there's a lot more other places that we're actually upload to. So if you're on those, I appreciate you for hanging around.
Oh yeah. Good looks on that. I was my headset went out. Yeah, my headset went out. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Like you said, make sure y'all spread the love. Tell everybody that you know. Hey, first off, put people on One Piece, and then put people on the podcast, and that's how we're gonna grow as a community. But yeah, let's get into the episode.
They're just reviewing, like,
Killing a little bit of time with that, but
yeah, they're like, this is different. Yeah.
mushy.
I thought this part would. Oh, wait, never mind.
My bad.
I wonder how they're gonna do it. I thought this was gonna be like a flashback. I thought we were gonna be. We might be actually. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. Bet.
Yep.
But not even live events. Kira's going crazy. Iceberg. I miss him. I really thought he was gonna join the crew.
I'm on Water 7 right now in my rewatch.
He looks like Blackbeard cousin.
No cap.
They hear it in the air.
Yeah. So Vegapunk, he gave them an hour to set up the video transponder snails after transmissioning to all of the regular transponder, like audio transponder. So I'm just trying to give like a visual for our audio listeners out there, because it's pretty intense. And you would think of all times, now an hour is like, okay, stakes are pretty high. We don't got time to be sitting around for an hour. But
yeah.
Whoa, that was weird.
I like Chopper's design here.
His little fit he got on.
Yeah.
Facts.
Oh shit. They pulling up like they about to do something.
Right. Those are some powerful guns.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on now. Like, what'd you think? What'd you expect? What are we doing here?
Some dirt at his face at that point.
Yeah. That was just a smoke screen.
Crazy.
One-shotting whole squadrons, platoons. "10 minutes, yes sir." An hour is way too long. The stakes are way too high right now.
Facts.
Luffy is so naive.
Other than Marijois. They have a
Telepath, like,
yeah. They have some. This is not.
hold on,
see
this
the
is
Din
new.
Mushi. This is different.
This
did
is
we
new.
pick up? Did anybody pick up on that in when they read it?
Is this canon? Is this hey, you know what they saying now? Is this canon?
Yo,
I did not know they can communicate telepathically.
there's no Din Mushi in sight.
The
And
Gorosei?
they're sitting. Yo, is that?
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Did anybody pick up on that? Leave it in the comments. Let's talk about that. No snail.
Yeah, invent something. He said we have 9.5 minutes. What should we do? Invent something?
I wonder what a regular civilian's life is in One
Right.
Piece.
Like, what do you do? Do you wake up? I mean, I guess like they have to have a normal society, so they gotta have
Right.
everyday jobs. Postman, you know, bakers, teachers, I guess, right?
Do they have any hockey feats?
Hockey feats is crazy. Yeah, they should. I mean, technically,
Soccer teachers and shit. Like,
I mean, well, that's interesting. Like, yeah, like, how do you? What's like a average self-defense class? What's the average self-defense class in a regular society in One Piece? Because like, apparently, like, anybody can learn hockey if you train hard enough. Obviously, there's certain limits to your hockey and certain barriers you have to break in order to achieve, you know, certain advanced uses of hockey. But yeah, it could, like, I guess because you got to think, where do the like strong Marines come from? They have to like come from somewhere, like these islands where like apparently they kind of, I think, don't quote me on this, but didn't Fujitora, like, they kind of just not found him, but he kind of came up, and then because right when he got hired, he was hired as an admiral.
mm-hmm.
I don't think he was in
He'd
the
been out
Marines
there
before.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably a known swordsman, you know,
So
stuff like that.
Yeah, like, I guess these societies like have these outlier people who get certain feats and get the desire to get strong.
That's a big ass snail.
That dude got one leg.
I didn't even realize this was. Yo, Oda did her design something else. Chill. Tada gang.
Yes, sir. I like how everybody that knows Luffy like knows that he ain't do that.
On Shanks.
Water 7. On top of it, okay. This message going to stretch 3 episodes.
No, even longer.
More? Yeah, because it's throughout the stuff
this is
that's
just
going
like,
on.
You know, the world events and shit.
Yeah.
Morgan. He's supposed to be recording this somehow.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They got a transponder now.
Everybody got some somehow. Come back.
Oh my gosh. Who is that?
Double. This nigga always trying to aura farm. Face the camera.
The wind picked up. Halfway through, and they haven't said a word yet. Down, down, down. Northeast Egghead.
All right. Got some Giants. Okay.
Nitty gritty.
The 5 score say. All right, Captain, what we doing? Ming. Ooh.
I know the Impact Flames are going to go crazy with that.
Yo.
Flipping them like pizza dough.
Pizzas.
Like boomerang.
Mac, oh my god. Oh my god, he took out a ship with Kizaru. Yo, Luffy turned, man.
Yeah.
You think Shanks gets thrown like that? Hey, he's doing this to Gorosei and Arrow at the same time.
Someone's gonna get it worse, yo.
Yeah, he's only gonna get
He's
stronger.
He's gonna make
from
someone
here.
into, I don't know, anything he can imagine. At this
He's
point.
only gonna get stronger from here. I was thinking about something. We could talk more about it later, but I want to throw it in the air. Luffy's mind is still very limited right now. He's still like only imagining himself as being a rubber man. Like,
yeah.
Wait till like he thinks of himself as more than, because like up until now he's only known his powers as rubber. But like, what if he realizes like, oh, I can be more than that? Like, there's no limit. There's no limit. That's crazy. That boy flying, saucering.
Yo, Kizaru looks enormous.
Right, he doesn't look that big. Like, I thought he was a normal sized dude.
Oh man,
this is new. He's reliving it. He's hurt.
Mm-hmm. Decommission.
So he's the size of 3 or like 2.5 humans.
Okay.
Gear 5 is like such a clean ass concept.
It's back.
They're so nonchalant.
Oh man.
Summoning jutsu.
Right on top of him.
Spawning on teammate. Damn right it is.
He's so ugly.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Episode 1143, Vegapunk's Secret Plan, a tense worldwide broadcast. Can I say something real quick? I'm gonna just go ahead and give my rating, and honestly, that was like a Vice Admiral level. I mean, maybe Warlord. That episode was very underwhelming for me.
Definitely. I will give it a Warlord flat as well. Do you have more to say?
I really don't have much for it. I read through the chapter and I didn't expect much. But this kind of like fell short from what I expected, even to the like all of the flashes to, you know, around the world. And it, you know, we get some flashes like this throughout the rest of the message. I'ma just, you know, spoiler, not so much of a spoiler. We get flashes of people throughout the rest of the message, and that was what I was expecting. All of this happened before anything even started, and it was kind of like, okay, we're just seeing a couple characters that we you know miss, that we haven't seen in a while. Okay, cool. But like, you know, nothing happened yet. Vegapunk didn't start. You know, he gave us the rest of the episode to get ready. You know, he gave us a whole nother week to get ready for his message.
Yeah.
You know, the only part I really enjoyed about that episode was the rest of the Gorosei spawning in. I think that was cool. You know, the Dorian Bragi scene was cool. The symbol move that Luffy used was cool, but there's bits and pieces here and there that, you know, maybe kept it afloat at Warlord. But overall, as an episode, wasn't much. Very underwhelming, especially knowing that we're getting another break in like 2-3 weeks from now. It's like you kind of wasted one here. Even with the chapter, I feel like we got a little bit more. Just looking at that face value from what they adapted into the anime. Some of the stuff was cool, like the Kizaru having the like reliving his moment with Vegapunk right there. That was like an interesting addition. The telepath, you know, that was an interesting addition, but nothing to write home about in terms of the episode whatsoever. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. That was a Warlord. I just wanted to get that out the way because this whole time I'm sitting here thinking and I'm watching, I'm like, I'm not, you know, I'm not enjoying myself. I'm not locked in. Yeah. But yeah, give me your thoughts on it. What?
You know, the setup for the Vegapunk message, it was nice seeing, you know, jumping around the world, seeing the people, our friends that we haven't seen in a minute, getting set up or reacting to the beginning of the message or whatever. I did, you know, expect a little bit more in depth. Like, I thought it would have been like a flashback from, like them setting up the transmission and recording for the first time.
Instead of us seeing that from
the beginning of the transmission, the way it seemed, like I thought we were gonna get the flashback, but
maybe like they'll kind of dive into that. I was thinking maybe they can incorporate that like while the message is going, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was looking for the same thing, so yeah.
I picked up on Luffy a little. He mentioned it, like him not being able to do damage regularly. But he kind of adapted there. That simple move, it was clean in the manga, and like you could see them become flat in the manga too in one little panel, which was cool. The extra edition with the animated fight with Luffy doing the like the dough pizza, that was fire.
I like that.
That was fire. The whole Saturn thing just then, though, like that really didn't do anything to him. That kind of was I can't lie. Yeah. I thought he would have like crash landed somewhere.
Yeah, and he kind of he boomeranged back and just landed on his feet.
It was kind of corny in my opinion.
Yeah.
And just like the adaptation with how you said with Kizaru, that he's reliving the moment there. And the manga shows like at that point I think that's the end of his fight. Like he's probably done here.
Yeah. I don't think we see him till the end of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was. I like what they did with the making him relive the moment, and the animation was cool though. It had a good animation. Right, foot in the right direction for next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope moving forward they're like more descriptive, or not more descriptive. They're just like showing more emotion, and when they jump throughout the other characters about to tune into the broadcast. But that's really all I had for the episode. Really.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll give it a Warlord ranking. It wasn't, I expected a little bit more as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, I think that's a safe spot for us to wrap up on the episode review. I don't really want to dive too much into anything else because honestly, there's not really much. Everything was pretty much straightforward. You know, in terms of pacing, it was about the same pacing. It ended where I expected it to end, the episode to end, but in terms of what we got, I thought it would be a little bit more. But yeah. All right, so YouTube, if y'all on YouTube, smash the like button. If y'all new, subscribe, comment down below how y'all felt. Give us a rating. Marine Soldier being the lowest. Vice Admiral, Warlord, Admiral, Yonko. Let me know. Let us know how y'all felt about the episode as well. If y'all felt differently, and why. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for sure. Smash the like button. If y'all are listening on audio platforms, we own a lot of audio platforms now. So if y'all listening to us wherever y'all are, give us a good review, give us a good rating, and just give us some feedback on how y'all felt about anything and some things that y'all are looking forward to in the future. Appreciate y'all so much. So let's get into our next section where we discuss our anime world news. First and foremost, anime world news. The Straw Hats flag is now being used in Nepal as a stand against the government. We originally seen this trend start in Indonesia a couple of months back. Same thing, they're taking a stand against the government, throwing the Straw Hats flag up for freedom and liberation. So in Nepal, excuse me. Gen Z is showing resistance to recent social media bans. They're demanding transparency, accountability, the unbanning of social platforms, and wider government reforms. So hey, One Piece.
They're going through it.
Yeah, definitely. They're going through it over there. The government seems to be suppressing them socially and in a few other ways. And hey, the impact of One Piece, the impact of the Straw Hats, they're real world. I seen a lot of people comment on one of our TikToks. Like, we were talking about how One Piece has a bunch of episodes rated over 9, and they're like, oh, well, the impact of One Piece is bigger than that. And I think that goes to show. We were just saluting that achievement of the show, but as a whole, like, yes, One Piece is a much bigger impact than ratings on the episodes. People are globally, marching, risking their lives, throwing up flags. In Indonesia, they're banning the flag and people are still throwing it up, So that goes to show how impactful a story can be. Just a story, Oda I'm sure Oda never seen this coming when he first sat down 25 years ago and started, he first drew Luffy and made this little kid, goofy pirate, and now it's being used as a symbol of freedom throughout the world. So salute.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, definitely. Any thoughts on that?
Free them. I hope something, they can the government and them and the people who live there can come to an agreement and things can change moving forward.
Ultimately, governments are supposed to be there for the people. The people are what make these nations. The people are what make these countries, and the government is supposed to be there to make life for everybody easier. And when governments abuse their power like this, it's unfortunate. And hopefully, the people over there, prayers to everybody over there, everybody in Indonesia, hopefully they can get out of situations like this and everywhere across the world. Demon Slayer news. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I got some special cards.
Oh,
I got a bunch. I got a few. Bear with me. But they're clean. I got these at the theater. I went opening day, which was actually yesterday. Or no, I went on Friday. Oh. Yes, sir. Got so Demon Slayer Infinity Castle opening weekend globally. It grossed $500 million worldwide after the global release earlier this week on the 12th. On track to surpass $650 million. Latin America pulled in a strong $29 million opening weekend. While here in the US pulled in $70 million, making it the biggest opening for an anime film ever. And the weekend's not even over. It is currently Sunday, so technically the opening weekend will be ending today, I think, after the sales today. So that's why they're saying it's on track to surpass 650. Man, shout out to Demon Slayer. The first movie, Jai already said, he fell asleep during it, but nonetheless, it was a hit in terms of impact. Like, in all reality, anime movies, they were good for like filler type vibes. Demon Slayer was probably one of the first mainstream shows that came in and made their movie a canon event, and they really pushed it being a canon, part of their canon story, taking it from the manga and adapting it into a movie. And it did really well in terms of numbers, in terms of the community. Everybody enjoyed it as a general whole. So moving forward, for them to come back and expectations were high. And honestly, as someone who went and saw it personally, it blew my expectations. You know, I gave it a 9 out of 10. This is just personal because I went and saw it myself. I'm not giving you what the people are talking about it. I'm giving you how I felt. 9 out of 10. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because a part at the end, I feel like they could have did a little bit better production wise, not in terms of quality, but in terms of how they wrote it and how they had it played out. But other than that, the cinematics of it, the effects, the fighting, the emotional kind of impact that I felt from it, it was all there. I was locked in the whole time. It was a long movie. I didn't even realize how long it was. It felt like I was watching a Marvel movie, locked in from start to finish. I enjoyed it. I really did. I recommend all y'all go, if y'all are caught up on Demon Slayer and if y'all enjoyed the franchise. I think this movie is worth going to see in theaters. Go catch a cheap matinee ticket, even if you want to go. I went. There was probably 3 people total in my theater. I got to kick my feet back, enjoy my movie. It was a good vibe. So I definitely recommend going to see it in theaters. Watching it on TV or, you know, on your phone, on your computer screen, it's cool, but you really pay for the experience when you go to a movies. And anime movies, especially action animes, I think they're definitely worth it. The visuals, the sound effects, it's all surreal inside of a theater. So hey, that's my take on it. I enjoyed it a lot. Ja, I think you should catch up.
Yeah, it seems that way. You know, I'd like down the line to be able to watch the movie again. So
yeah,
I'll probably think about rewatching it just for what it is. You know, get it out the way. It's not too long or anything either. So
nah, I mean, even if you did want to, they put it into season form as well. So if you did want to watch the arc, they have a Mugen Train arc. If you want to watch an episode form, that's a little bit different for you, but something you're a little bit more familiar with, I recommend. I don't know if they're gonna do that for this movie, because I do know the next arc is supposed to be dropping next year, but I don't know how the layout and the rollout for Demon Slayer is supposed to be, but I definitely recommend catching up. It's a good story. I like it. I think you would enjoy it for what it is as a whole. I think there's some characters that you would really enjoy, and most of the fights are top tier fights.
Okay,
but yeah, Demon Slayer, huge.
Shout out Demon Slayer,
huge opening weekend.
I also just saw that it's on track. Well, not on track. It is already the second largest film in Japan.
Oh wow! Like film.
Yeah. Let me see the exact words here. Highest grossing movie all time in Japan.
Wow.
This is Infinity Castle Part 1, right?
Yep. Part 2 is gonna go even crazier. But yeah, wow. Hey, shout out to Demon Slayer. I forget the production studios that do it, that make Demon Slayer, but hats off to them. They really been doing their thing. One Punch Man. I got some news from my One Punch Man fans out there. The season 3 director says he's determined and hopeful, but it probably won't match the quality of season 1. But the series will reflect the passion and creativity of its team. I don't really know how to take that. As a One Punch Man fan, I don't know how to take that. One Punch Man is not a show that I expect too much from, but in terms of production It's manga wise, it's one of the most beautifully drawn, mangas I've seen. The drawing, the art style in the manga is insane for what it is. And it's so funny how intricate the One Punch Man characters designs are, and then you got Saitama who's just completely plain. I love that aspect of it. But in terms of animation, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm still excited for it. I have high hopes for some things to expect in the anime. And hey, sometimes it's not always gonna hit like the first season, especially those classics, those gems that tend to stick around and become household names. Sometimes, you get those shows that don't always hit like season 1. But the director's coming out and saying it now. I guess he's trying to soften the blow. He's saying season 3 probably won't match the quality of season 1, but it will reflect the passion and the creativity of the team.
How much of One Punch Man is out? Like,
you said what?
How many episodes are in like One Punch so far?
It's 2 seasons. I don't know if it's 12 episodes a season or if it's 20 something episodes a season.
Not too much then.
Yeah, no, not much at all. It's never intended on being one of those long lasting shows. I think we're probably gonna get, this is just a guess, but maybe 5 seasons max of One Punch Man.
Okay.
But I'm still excited for it. So nonetheless, regardless of what the director is saying, it's One Punch Man. We know the story is good, so as long as they adapt it appropriately, I think I don't think we'll have much to complain about. But anime fans are picky.
Read this next one last.
Okay, I'll do that. Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter's back. Fans, we should be very happy. We just got another update from Togashi that the backgrounds for chapter 418 have been completed, which means chapter 411 through 418 are pretty much done, which means only 2 more until the new slate of chapters can start being released. So I guess I'm not 100% sure on how writing the manga and turning the manga in works and stuff, but I'm guessing Togashi said that whenever he gets a certain amount of chapters done, that's when he'll start releasing. So according to some news, to some sources, Hunter x Hunter, at least in the manga form, we have no telling when we're gonna get it in anime form. But for all my manga readers out there, hey, or for my Hunter x Hunter fans who just want to get into the manga, we should be getting some new chapters, probably 9 to 10 chapters, starting to roll out. Hopefully soon, within the next couple months. But there's been some updates on it, straight from the source, straight from Togashi. So exciting news for all my Hunter x Hunter brethren and family out there.
Very excited about that.
Go ahead.
Just started. I clicked on like the first 3 chapters since the end of what we saw on Hunter x Hunter, whatever,
Right.
at the tree right after that. And I'm gonna try to get through it. Just read it for what it is, what's out.
Yeah, a lot of people. Hunter x Hunter got some solid fans. It's been going for a long time, but the community is still strong. The manga readers are still avid about pushing it. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see, especially me getting into more manga reading myself. I'm interested to see what Hunter x Hunter has to offer, and I'm gonna look into it.
Not for sure,
because I definitely miss watching it.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it as well.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
You can read out the next one.
All right. The Black Clover manga has reached 24 million copies in circulation. How shout out to them doing their damn thing. I don't know how far the manga is from the anime, but I don't know. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, I don't know specifically. I haven't read the manga. I've just watched the anime, so when the anime went on break, I kind of went on break too. I have been thinking about getting back into the manga as well, because the manga's, I don't know if it started coming back out or if it's like on the way, like really, really soon. But I have been hearing good things about, Black Clover starting to come back, and we're going to start getting more Black Clover soon. I'm very, very excited, especially where they left off. I'm excited to see these next few things, big events that are slated to happen.
I got to get through it. I've watched, I think, the first 2 seasons.
Okay. But, I don't even remember season-wise, like, how it's broken up. I just remember watching that through episodes. I was just binging it.
Kaiju number 8. Me and James are both loving Kaiju number 8. They have released a game worldwide. I don't know the extent of the game, if it's like a mobile game or a console game or anything or what, but I just saw, they released a game and it just went worldwide.
Well, damn! Shout out to Kaiju number 8. That's a show getting a game is rare for anime. 1, as it is. 2, I didn't think Kaiju number 8 had that type of pull like that.
Yeah, right.
Regardless of what type of game it is, whether it's a mobile game, whether it's a console game, getting the game alone is a feat in itself. Kaiju number 8, we got to do some research on that.
No, yeah, I'm gonna, we'll talk about it next pod, but I'm gonna just look into it and everything.
Okay,
see what it's about.
Yeah.
I think that's all I had for that. Yeah, and if you want to read that last one, go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Talked a lot about numbers today, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've been talking about a lot of money, a lot of numbers. So it's only right that the anime industry as a whole is now officially worth over $34 billion. Now that's huge, because anime was such a small genre just a few years ago. I don't even feel like, well, I've been watching anime, for 10 years now, but damn, 10 years? I'm old. But yeah, I've been watching anime for 10 years now, and even those first few years of watching anime, it was just such a small genre. Like, nobody watched it. Nobody really. It was made fun of in certain cultures. It was made fun of in certain, at certain tables in certain rooms, and now it's a staple. Now it's being used, worldwide. $34 billion. As
all big industries want a collab now.
Yeah,
it's mainstream.
You see it in gaming. All the skins now in Call of Duty, Fortnite. Every game is trying to partner with some anime, some characters, something. Sports teams, everything. Even football. We got people doing football celebrations. People, rocking anime, merch and gear in football, you got rappers, artists talking about anime and stuff, putting it in
Anime
songs.
bars.
Yeah. You know, now you see people driving around in cars wrapped in anime, like you see it everywhere. And I'm loving it, being a true avid anime fan. You know, I was always one to try and push anime onto my friends, try and make it a bigger, more popular thing. To see the lengths that it's come in this amount of time is crazy. You know, for me, being laughed at for saying how much I love Naruto to now everyone being like Naruto is one of the, you know, Naruto's a top 5 MC, blah blah blah. It's like, hey, I love it. I do feel like we've gotten very toxic very quick as a community, as a full. But hey, we getting a lot of exposure. $34 billion. We're as a community, anime is becoming a real powerhouse in world economics. I'm wearing anime merch now. My whole house is anime down. You know, it's crazy to see how far things have come. Wow, $34 billion. That's a lot of money. Just give me one. Yeah. Just give me one.
Just one.
Just one. You got 34 of them. You got 34 of them. All right. That's going to wrap up our Anime World News section. Had a good amount of world news to discuss and talk about. If y'all are watching on YouTube, if y'all are here in the live, if y'all are watching the VOD later on, make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Even if y'all are on audio and y'all want to catch us when we go live, make sure y'all come over, Poneglyph Podcast on YouTube, and subscribe to us. Turn on the notifications over there so you won't miss a live. You won't miss a video. We got some special things planned for y'all in the future and for us as a whole, as a channel. Trying to get a Discord in the works, trying to get some other special videos in the works, trying to get some special guests on the pod in the works. You know, got a lot of things planned that y'all aren't gonna want to miss, honestly. And for my audio viewers out there, my people around the world, we got people listening from multiple different countries now at this point. So appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all give us a 5-star rating and a great positive review, so we can just get on the front pages of everybody who, you know, like anime and are interested and would be interested in our podcast. Also, we do post short form content as well on TikTok, Poneglyph Podcast, PNG Pod on Instagram as well. So if you want to catch any of our clips, get in any of our, we have a lot of actually discussions in the comments and debates and over there on TikTok, Instagram, even on YouTube on our short videos. So make sure y'all get in the debates, because y'all aren't gonna want to miss them, because hey, maybe they'll turn into some videos or some podcast discussions in the future, and y'all can get a shout out over here on the Poneglyph Pod. So let's go and roll into our manga chapter. Give me your thoughts.
I'll help you out with this.
Okay, yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't gotta overdo it. I got you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. I
appreciate you for being here, and despite your under the weather feeling.
I'm fighting it right now, but I'm trying to, you know, can't miss an episode.
Fall just got here, guys.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a rough couple months.
Season's changing. You know what happens, man. You know what happens. You know how it go. Yeah, you can start things off, and I'll take over a little bit later.
All right. So our Manga Mania panel has started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Today we'll be reviewing chapter 1160, the long-awaited. Seems to be the setup for God's Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to say anything about the chapter before we start, or?
Yeah, the title's the God Valley incident, and yeah, I'm just excited to get into it. We're finally here. I don't really have anything before we get into discussing the depths of the chapter. I have some questions I got set up for after, and some thoughts maybe for while we're going through it. So yeah, we can get right into it. You got any thoughts beforehand?
No, it's packed. This chapter was packed. So
hey, God's Valley.
Yeah, God's Valley. We've been long awaited. All right, so I'm gonna start off. Several members of the Davey clan are present on God's Valley. Besides Teach, they are publicly presented to the world nobles. The world nobles react with hate and beginning to throw weapons, but the announcer orders them to hold fire to avoid penalties. Can't hurt their
the prizes.
The prizes. Like, come on.
Not before the competition even starts.
Yeah, they're so messed up.
Yeah.
Saturn praises Garland for finding the Davey clan and states its discovery that makes God Valley suitable for the tournament. Sick man. Another panel, we should go to Shanks and Shamrock's mother on her deathbed, asking Dragon to raise her children kindly and protect them from the corruption. Dragon vows to find and save them.
Just on that, I'm not even gonna. We could dive into it later, but I just think it's interesting how Dragon, came upon that situation right after what we seen with Garland and Shanks and Shamrock's mother. So the fact that Dragon was able to be there, it was crazy. Crazy timing.
Like it was meant to be. Yeah. Fate, maybe.
Fate. Super fate.
Next panel. The native hunting competition begins. All targets, including the children and infants, must survive for 3 weeks and try to escape. That's like the deadline that I guess the slaves and people came up with to try to get out of it alive.
I was thinking that was I was kind of thinking that was just how long the celestial dragons said they were going to be on. Yeah. Okay. Like, we're going to be here for 3 weeks. So the hunt's going to last 3 weeks, and then they'll go back to Marishua. That's kind of what I was.
Crazy tournament, 3-week tournament. Come on, they kind of
sick. That's sick. Like making people pretty much go struggle and have to survive and
even if it's on their home turf, like come on. And then some of them, they got shipped in as well too, so they're just thrown into like a cage almost.
We'll dive into it, but they're gathering slaves for this mass event. It's just a sick thing. Yeah. The holy land, right?
The holy land, right? Next panel. The world nobles hunt the Davey clan and enslave people with disdain. It's televised for the world nobles in Marishua who place bets. Some knights of God show brutal behavior. Referring to was Somers. We get a panel of Somers doing some.
I could pick up from here.
Okay.
So then we see Dragon, and he starts to notice all the atrocities, the dead bodies, the hunted innocents, and he hesitates because open defiance of the world nobles would mean his platoon's massacred. They pretty much said they're going to behead his whole platoon if Dragon was to do anything out of line, pretty much. Yeah. So at one point, Dragon tranquilizes a world noble who's about to shoot Kuma during a speech by Ivankov. We'll get into that, but I think that was a pretty cool moment. How Dragon, that's his first introduction, and he becomes a leader, but even Ivankov is kind of the one inspiring, sparking that in him to make that move right there. Because if we look on the panel, that Celestial Dragon had a 10-rounder. he was ready to take down the whole. Yeah, he was ready to take down the whole. And Kuma's a rare prize, a rare rabbit. So, you know, he was ready to take them all down right then and there. So Dragon was able to step up. But after that, we get the Rocks Pirates landing and begin their plans. They want Shaki, Devil Fruits, and treasure. Conflict forms on who will get Shaki and how, and who claims what. They started debating a little bit, and I think it was funny how all the guys are kind of debating. Whitebeard's like, I'm gonna just save my friend, but if she likes me, she'll like me. And then Kaido's just like, hey, Lin, you said you got me on the devil fruit, right? Hey, my dog Kaido only care about power, and that's why I salute him, man. I salute him. He saw
Whitebeard turn up a couple chapters ago, and
he was inspired.
Yeah, for sure.
He was inspired. It's funny. They all kind of have their different motives, but their same motives. You know, we now know Rocks. You know, he's saying, hey, we're here for Shaki, we're here for devil fruits, and we're here for the treasure. But, you know, Rocks, he told Harold already, I'm here for my kids, my kid, my wife. Everyone else is there for every, you know, their own motives and stuff. So after that, the next panel, well, on that same panel, we actually also get the Holy Knights. Not the same panel, but the next page. We get a good glimpse of the Holy Knights. We see Gunko, Garling, Summers. We get a glimpse of, you know, the Holy Knights standing there looking cool. That they're starting to notice that the pirates are starting to land on the island and everything. So the Roger pirates pull up on the other side of the island, and Roger's ambitious. He wants to rescue Shaki himself, of course, but in the chaos, he is trampled by his own crew while they rush the treasure. Roger's so distracted, you know, everybody else is on go already.
Yeah.
And Roger's like talking and yapping. He's doing it.
Hopped off, gave him a little quick speech, and then everybody was like not even paying attention. I can't wait to see that like animated. Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. I'm excited to see all of this because we're starting to see young Roger. Well, Roger up until his death, but Roger's a true character. Like he's boisterous. He's out there. He's a true, you know, main character energy type dude, and I think that's hilarious. And I'm very interested to see how this changes his trajectory on his path as a pirate, because right now we see his motives, but you know, Roger being Roger, he's goofy, but Roger being Roger, he's trampled by his own crew. So the Knights of God move to protect the world nobles, and Marines are ordered to pull back. I like the ending, how our guy Garp pulls up. He arrives, blasting pirates, throwing cannonballs himself, like stronger than the cannons could shot them. Like Roger and Rocks stop what they're doing. They're like, hold up, because Garp is launching these cannonballs onto the island.
That same meteor fist that he used to Luffy.
Yeah, blasting pirates that are trying to intervene, and he becomes the focal point there at the end of the chapter, announcing that he's here and his fleet.
So many egos.
Yeah, so many egos.
Converging in one place is.
Yeah, a couple of points I wanted to point out. We're almost done, buddy. Okay.
Okay.
A couple of points that I wanted to point out. When the Rocks pirates pull up, he kind of pulls up with a fleet almost. They point out that it's Rocks pirates and amongst other pirates. So I think that was, you know, of course we got all the big name pirates that are there, but I think it's interesting to just set the scene a little bit differently, that, you know, the whole island's being raided by pirates as well. There's almost a fleet of pirates pulling up. We assume for all coming from Pirate Island and stuff, the different pirate crews on Pirate Island, following Rocks and stuff. But I was kind of under the impression that it was Rocks pirates, Roger pirates, only the select few. So to see that it's a much bigger, grander, more chaotic scene, I just think that was a interesting thing added in on the chapter. But yeah, give me your thoughts on the chapter as a whole. I have a few questions written down for you and a few questions written down for the audience in the chat as well. So, but first and foremost, give me your overall thoughts or things that may have stuck out to you. I know you got some things in the Davey Back.
I got some things. I'm gonna be jumping around a little bit.
Okay, you want to save most of that for then?
No.
Okay,
I got some to say.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Let me get to it. Sorry.
All good.
Dragon's early resistance. Just seeing Dragon like. We don't know if this is like his first mission or anything, but
right,
he's young, and this being probably one of his first major assignments. I
don't think it's his first mission because he has a platoon, and I assume he's in charge of the platoon, right? Because if he steps out of line, why would the whole platoon? You feel me?
I knew there was like two higher ups with him. Remember, like, so I don't know.
That he was talking to last chapter.
Yeah. So I don't know, but just seeing him, being like a rebel figure, resistance kind of figure right now, saving Kuma there, like, just not with what's going on around. He already found the twins, and their mom all messed up and everything. So.
Yeah. Man, that's sad.
I like that for
she knew
character.
She was gonna die too, man.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought she would survive, but in this chapter, we got her. Her hand coming to rest and everything. Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Ivankov, just so liberating her. Or his
self.
They, them.
He's a he right now. He's a he.
Yeah, he's a he. Yeah, okay.
I call Ivankov a he. I call him a he.
Hey,
I know, but it's a devil fruit. I'm gonna call him a he.
It's devil fruit. Just seeing him be like so liberating. We got like a smile on Kuma's face while he was talking and trying to uplift the slaves and to try to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a great pillar for the resistance. And I feel like that, besides being like a medic on the field, that's like where he shines the greatest. So uplifting.
A very a leadership. He shows very high leadership qualities, and very uplifting, very keeping them positive. Even Dragon noticed. He said, this group they still have hope, and Ivankov's the main one. Even with the Celestial Dragon pointing his gun at them, he's giving them his speech. I don't know if they necessarily noticed him there, but Ivankov's leading the way, telling people that, hey, it's either we die here or we die trying. Let's try and get off. Let's try and escape this situation. There's a chance where we can write our own destiny. The Holy Knights are talking so much about fate and stuff. It goes both ways. We have an opportunity to take fate in our own hands. We don't have to just be pawns of this game, this hunting game. We can take matters into our own hands. So I think that was cool. One thing I wanted to point out that we were talking about earlier, Dragon saving Shanks and Shamrock. Kind of funny, Dragon saves Shanks. Shanks ends up saving Luffy in the future and stuff. Crazy how life works.
Yeah, like the greatest big brother that ever.
Yeah,
got to save him from there. I wonder what happens with Shamrock.
Right, how they get split.
Yeah, how they get split.
Also, I'm interested to see. I wonder how much Dragon knows about like Shanks being the one that he saved and stuff from to where Shanks is now, and even vice versa. What does Shanks know? Does Shanks know that Luffy's dad was the one who, saved him and his mom trusted him all these years ago? Who knows? A lot of this stuff is very unknown. A lot of these people went their separate ways. We have no clue who's come in contact with who off screen, off panel and everything. Just makes you think. But I thought the parallel was cool. How Dragon ended up being the one to save Shanks.
I just love to see a potential team up down the line, like either knowing or not knowing, that he's been saved and what their real connection is. But
us as the audience knowing will be enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I had a couple questions that I wanted to hear your thoughts on. So do you think Dragon made the right choice by hesitating at the beginning to attack the world nobles? Or do you think he should have just acted sooner, before he did?
He was with a lot more people, and his higher ups were there. So, in my opinion, it was cool to scope out like what was going on.
Mm-hmm. The community. That's why.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel like it was advantageous of him because he was already like in his mind thinking like, oh yeah, this is not right. Like I'm probably not gonna keep going any further with this. Just before he actually acted, it was good. It's like recon in a sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then all of a sudden they're looking for where'd Dragon go, and then he's already gone, trying to do what's right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like he made the right decision to wait. I feel like if he pulled the trigger earlier, he would have risked, getting caught or being in a messed up situation. I also think, not that he known, but him waiting. By the time he did, Rock's pirates are pulling up, Roger pirates pulling up. It's a lot more chaos. It's a lot more going on to where, he's able to pull off something like this. So, yeah, I say I agree. You kind of see then an early sign of his decision making, and even though he may feel some type of way, sometimes as a leader, especially a military leader, you have to know when and where, how to maneuver. When's the right time to. Sometimes you gotta wait things out.
That's like a parallel to who he is, like to the current day. So
yeah. So I think that was kind of Oda giving us a little sign of, okay, he's being strategic. He's taking his opportunity when he sees it. He's not just acting right then and there. I just know the community likes to bash Dragon because of his lack of activity, and I don't want to see that they're bashing him for not doing this earlier. Oh, he probably could have saved more if he did this earlier. Hold up, we don't know. He could have things could have went left if he acted earlier. So, the Rocks Pirates, they all had different goals on God's Valley. Do you think their conflicting ambitions doomed them from the start? I mean, we know God's Valley was the final act of the Rocks Pirates as a group together. So, do you think, even to this day, we see Rocks saying like, all right, we could at least all work together, get back to the ship, then split everything, and they're still. Well, I don't think how we're gonna do that. How are we gonna split Shaggy? Well, I want Shaggy. Well, Shaggy's gonna like the one who rescues her first. Blah blah blah. They can't even agree to that. Do you think that kind of was they had no chance because of that?
As a crew, it is kind of like, people's heads aren't in the right place, and like how Whitebeard says, he's just got to keep up with Rocks because he knows he's gonna lose sight of the the mission in that old first panel that we got before we get this one.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? But yeah, and probably Big Mom's mission. Like we see her just pop out of nowhere, doing her own thing on the island on Kuma and Ivankov getting those fruits.
Yeah.
So when probably there's a bigger, and then Rock's not being truthful to his crew of why he really wanted to be there. Yeah, it all falters.
Yeah, they don't even know his true motive.
Yeah, so they're all disconnected.
Yeah, yeah.
And also like, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, even like set up from Ganzui or Wang Ji, like even him being greedy, and it seems like he got paid off well by turning into Shaki. Like, you know, there's just everybody's got their own ambitions. He's probably greedy, just wanted some money.
Right.
And, you know, in the end he probably gets the island since the day they left.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So it definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel like it not reflects in a way, but it emphasizes the dynamic of the Straw Hats, even if they may have different goals or reasoning, they all can come together for the main goal of the captain, and you know, for each other as a whole. You know, Zoro and Sanji are prime examples. They can't agree on anything, but when it comes time to get things done for the crew, you know, they're on the same page. They're locked in. You know, right and left hand of the captain, first and second commander of the captain. So they step into their roles. Same with. I mean, we kind of see that with the Roger Pirates, with Gabon and Rayleigh. You know, they kind of have different personalities, but when it comes time to it, they're locked in. One thing I did want to point out with the Roger Pirates, it's always funny how when we see them, it's always just their big three. And then it's just random other characters. And it's like the greatest pirate, you know, the king of the pirates. He just had a big three. You know, we know about Crocus and Shanks and Buggy, of course. But in terms of powerhouses on their team, it was Gabon, Roger, Rayleigh.
Facts.
Hey.
Very facts.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about, because every other crew, that's the only crew that's besides Cross Guild right now, current Cross Guild. I still predict Cross Guild's gonna get more probably former warlords and stuff, but even Cross Guild has what's his name, Mr. One. They still got a few like side people that so like the Roger Pirates are the only crew who we've seen who just have like a big three right now. But
their crew is very doofy. I would say that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is cool. Like, I don't know, I mess with it still. It doesn't take anything away from the crew, but like the whole trampling of Roger during his speech, they're just like.
I was about to ask you about that. Does it affect your view of him at this point in the story?
Like,
that's their captain.
I think it's just comedic relief. I'm just gonna use it as that. I don't think it takes away who he was.
I think it's similar to Nami punching Luffy, or Sanji kicking Luffy's ass for eating out of the fridge or something. Like,
no, for sure.
I kind of look at it like that. Like, I don't think it was by any means. I don't think it was their crew, his crew disrespecting him or anything like that.
Not at all. They're all passionate about the plan, why they're there, and it's the most beautiful girl in the world. Yeah. So.
They only move when Roger says. So, like, I think that alone should show they got the respect. Like I don't think, I just think that was kind of, like you said, comedic, similar to what we get from Luffy. Like, you know, we get those moments to where even the whole crew, like, they'll call Luffy the dumbass. Like,
yeah,
when Luffy when Luffy goes by himself, they're like, oh God, like, only you know, he's gonna. So they know. I feel like it's the same thing. You know, I like it because it shows that some of the strongest characters, the top characters, they have personality. Even Shanks, you know, Shanks is always getting drunk, you know, laughing, having a good time. It shows that they're pirates. They're living free. They have a personality. They're not just like, you know, I do like Rox's aspect to his character. Serious, you know, he got a plan. He's trying to, you know, militant, very, very, I take this, I portray as evil, blah, blah, blah. But it gives them all different personalities. It doesn't make them all, I feel like it doesn't just group them all into this, oh, they're just all strict, mean, ravenous pirates. But yeah, what you got? I got some more questions for like
if you want to just keep going with that.
Okay. For the audience, let us know down in the comments answers to any of these questions. You know, timestamp it, whatever. Ja, you can even give your answers as well, of course.
Yeah.
But which moment hit harder for you? The cruelty of the native hunting competition, or the reveal of Dragon's struggle to act against it? It's kind of two sides to the same coin. But what side, you know, resonates with you like the most? Because Dragon's having this conflict as someone who, you know, has a weapon in hand and is one who is on the fence about everything. But at the same time, you got these innocent people, these innocent slaves being hunted like animals, you know, being told to run and hide. And you got some of the strongest characters in the show, you know, the Holy Knights and stuff, coming hunting them. Celestial dragons riding animals and just gunning them down for fun, you know, taking points, taking score. And, you know, Dragon, you got someone who's in between a rock and a hard place. You know, he's on the side of evil in terms of it, but he's saying it. He's having that conflict. I don't know what moment hit harder for you.
I'm gonna say the hunting competition, but the Dragon struggle, I think it just aligns with how we just said earlier, like who he becomes and who the leader that he has to, you know, he has to think about all these other things and not just this like one moment or one small thing. He can't jeopardize the rest of everything. But like the native hunting competition, that is so cruel. In the manga, it looked like they were like listening to the announcer or something.
Oh yeah, they
they're like right there in the cloud.
Oh, what you mean? Oh, like the slaves and stuff.
Yeah, but besides the ones that were, you know, special and on the stage.
Yeah, like
the slaves, it felt like they were just right behind the CDs, listening to the announcer, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Go." Yep. And they just like all have to scatter. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Sick, man. It's sick. So just something to think about. Do you think the God Valley flashback changes how we should view Garp's hero title? This has been a topic amongst the community pretty heavily recently. I don't know how I feel about it. Even now we see, I feel like Garp he's just like Luffy. Like, I feel like he's pulling up not really knowing what the hell's going on. He's looking at these pirates and he's like, hey, I'm here to stop you. I don't think he's really like paying attention to the bigger scale of things. That's just me. That's just how I'm taking it. Of course, we know, like, yes, Garp, you being in the position that you're in, you have to know a little bit more of what's going on. Your son's on the island, you know, having
like, come on, bro.
Yeah, but
I was doing the math. Garp's 40.
40 in God's Valley.
He was 25 when he had him.
Interesting. So what do you think? Does that change your view of Garp?
You know, I mean, from what we see, he's not too keen on talking about the whole situation. So I don't think he's too proud of being, you know, like the hero or whatever.
Yeah.
And along the lines that we hear that from Son Goku that he had to team up with Roger. And I mean, at the beginning, I felt like that's where that stemmed from, like having to team up with my arch nemesis, like,
yeah,
for the greater good, that he just hates it. But I'm joining the bandwagon of, yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Garp throughout all of this now.
Yeah.
That we've came this far.
Yeah.
He only stuck up on Roger. Like, he hopped out from being poolside with the ladies, like, just because of what he heard from Roger. Meanwhile, Roger's doing right.
Yeah. That seems the only thing that seems to be the only thing that makes Garp move is
and that's Roger's pathetic. Doing. Like, and I want to know if, like, he knows his son's there, and is there a possibility, like, Garp doesn't know his son's a Marine? Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, but that's just me. I mean, there's a potential. We haven't. I feel like
also some of the how Garp feels about that whole hero title and everything. I feel like it might have to do with and why he hates to talk about it. It has to do with stuff Dragon did too.
Dragon's the true hero, and
maybe,
and he feels guilty about taking that title because he didn't act. His son was the one who actually did a heroic act, and he just was ignorant and tried to fight. Was just going to fight a pirate.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes you think. You think. I definitely have I've definitely been feeling a little bit different about Garp, and it's like, damn. If you being one of the strong ones, you could have been what helped turn the tide against this. And I hate to see that despite everything, he's still, you know, a Marine to this day. But I still love Garp as a character. I think he's very naive. He's very much like Luffy in a sense. So, and I feel like that's why he's so hard-headed, similar to Roger, that Roger's one-track minded, I'm going to rescue Shaggy. Garp's one-track minded, I'm going to stop Roger. You know, we even seen that when earlier, a few chapters ago, Roger's pulling up on the Kuja Pirates, and Garp's right after him. And it's like, you know, it's a cat and mouse game. And I feel like they're just both hard-headed. And I think Rox is the only, like, woke one right now. And this is the incident that opens their eyes. And it changes the trajectory of history. Because like I said, I still got the love and respect for Garp. You know, Roger entrusted him with Ace. You know, he's Luffy's granddad. And this shines a little bit of a bad light on them, but still, I rock with them.
It's just some headcanon. I hope they see each other or meet or some have a good interaction on God's Valley.
Yeah. Who knows? This might be the last time they see each other for.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Very possible.
One last question I got. What side of the conflict are you most excited to see fleshed out, like more in the anime? Whether it be the Rocks Pirates, the World Nobles, the young revolutionary figures like Dragon, Ivankov, Dragon's early resistance, Blackbeard's trauma. Because we're gonna get it. I expect to get a little bit more for some of these things that we've seen. Even this is what you.
Yeah, that was
down.
my little notes.
I thought this was
my bad. Continuation
of what I wrote, but I'm like, I didn't remember writing this, but hey, it's there. But yeah. The Rocks Pirates, World Nobles, Revolutionaries. Like, what are you excited to see? Like animated, because they give us a little bit more in the animation.
I do, honestly, a little bit more than the Rocks Pirates. Like, I want to see them go crazy. We got a little glimpse of what Big Mom was doing.
Yeah.
I'm the young revolutionaries. I want to see the plot holes between Ivankov, Kuma, and Dragon. Like,
Jenny
just seeing them. Yeah, and Ginny, like, they're all there. Like, I want to see the dynamic of the escape that Kuma was helping people with, and how Dragon stepped up there in the end, and what all else he did to eventually, hopefully, get both twins, or if not, just Shanks off the island.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I'm excited to see that a little bit more fleshed out, because so far with Shanks and Shamrock, we haven't really seen, like, we've seen Garland stab the mother, then Garland walks away. Okay, that's all we see of them. And then we see Dragon pull up. Okay, he grabs them. And then next time we see Dragon, he's, walking up on the Celestial Dragon. So it's like, okay, where are Shanks and Shamrocks now? What happened? So I kind of hope, maybe, sometimes in the anime, they just kind of switch scenes. So maybe that still might be an off-screen thing. I'm hoping we get a little bit of that fleshed out. I've always been interested to see the World Nobles a little bit more. Gunko, I want to see the similarity to where she's animated at in current Elbaf from what we see, and like where we get in the flashback. I want to make those. See if I can make those connections, or see if there are any differences between, that Gunko, because clearly Garland and Summers is Summers older, or Summers looks the same?
Summers is older, yeah. Summers and Garland look older.
That's what I was about to say. Gunko hasn't aged. Gunko hasn't aged. So but she has longer hair in this,
and she has long hair in that right now.
Yes, but she still has the same ability, which I was interested about, because I was like, that's what people were talking about, whether that could be a completely different Gunko or not. But she seems to look the same. The only thing is that she has longer hair, but she seems to have the same arrow ability and everything. So
it's a fruit. It described it in the chapter.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited to see some of the, like, the World Nobles fleshed out on anime, and definitely the Rocks Pirates. The Rocks Pirates are my highlight of this flashback, seeing the dynamic of the crew, Rocks rising the ranks of, and my top characters, just seeing his character unfold, seeing the structure of how the crew worked, how Pirate Island was. I'm excited to see all that. So definitely seeing them in action in such a plot changing moment like God Valley, I'm excited to see them on screen. And
I know we've talked previously about like the power with these new powers that we're seeing from the Gods Knights and everything.
Right.
I'm starting to get back on the wave. Like it could all be devil fruits. Now that we got the reveal of I don't know if it was both Sommers and Gunko, but we got the Gunko one for sure.
Yes.
Do you think I think we got both actually. It was like the thorn.
It's actually the thorn because he was looking up at the kid
in the tree.
Yeah, and he's like, you could fall into this bed of thorns. To a little kid, bro. That's crazy. And
then his dad runs up and everything.
Yeah,
Sickening,
man. Oh man. Yeah. So them having devil fruits, that's interesting. And it also is interesting to one thing I think I forgot to I never mentioned before, but I was kind of like, what made me kind of be on a little bit more of the devil fruit side of it is because Shamrock's weapon, that was like a clear.
Yeah, that was clear. I meant to say that too as well.
Yeah, that was kind of like a clear thing. So it was like, it's safe to think that everybody else has devil fruits, but with the immortality aspect of it, it was kind of like it brought up questions. But seeing that, Garling has nothing confirmed right now in terms of special abilities, but seeing Summers and Garland age and stuff, but seeing Gunko appear to look the exact same, that makes me wonder on what qualifies for the immortality. We know the Gorsei have some sort of immortality. We know Emu, and we know at least Gunko confirmed or something. At least, it just makes you wonder what, are there special types of devil fruits? Where do they get their immortality, their regen from? But yeah.
Chapter's great. Can't lie. I was just looking at the panel of Gunko again.
Oh, no, you good. Man, God Valley, we finally here though.
Right? On the way.
Yeah, I'm just looking through.
I did want to bring up do you think this is like where Kuma not Kuma. Do you think this is like where do you think the events of God Valley is why Teach acts how he does? Is it like some sort of like trauma?
Oh,
you think?
That's a great point. I was actually thinking about that while I was reading the chapter. I forgot to write that down. Yeah, I definitely this gives you a different perspective on Blackbeard's motives and stuff, because now you're kind of seeing he was still 2 years old. He's seeing all this stuff unfold. He's living amongst all this stuff, and who knows, we still don't know what happened by the end of the God Valley incident and everything that happened with Blackbeard and stuff. So even we have no clue what he's going to see, whether he's going to see, his father's death, his mother's death. We have absolutely, both, of course. We have no clue of what he's going to see. So this definitely opens the doors of, could it potentially be why he doesn't sleep? Is he that traumatized? Or is this just his, you know, he might not even know what Rox's plan and Rox's life was, but him knowing that his dad came to save him and, you know, seeing his dad die trying, that could be his whole thing, to where he's like, this is a, you know, the government, this is the world, I'm gonna rule this whole thing. And that, you know, could be because Blackbeard does kind of have those different motives than Rox. You know, Rox seems to be a lot more of a genuine dude than Blackbeard. Blackbeard seems to be a kid of trauma. You know, it's starting to make a little bit more sense. So I definitely think this plays a factor in who he is as a character, and why he does the things he does. I'm still interested to find out what he does and doesn't know in terms of his father and all that. But seeing that he was actually a part of this, I didn't know what to expect in terms of, you know, his role in all this. But seeing that he was a victim to it is it's traumatizing. You know, he didn't end up on the side of Ivankov and Kuma. You know, he didn't end up
on that some more.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, you're good. If you wanna, do you have any more for this, or do you wanna roll into that?
Those were kind of just thoughts that were just popping up as I was talking. So yeah, we could go ahead, roll into what you got.
Kuma and Blackbeard both have like childhoods connected to like slavery and oppression, but their reactions are like very different.
Opposite, yeah.
Oda seems to like emphasize how similar their environments can lead to like very different paths. Like, in a sense, Kuma followed the path of his dad, like being a holy man and stuff like that, and just protecting those who he loves the most, you know, and going to the end of the world for them.
Yeah. Go. I wasn't trying to interrupt. My bad.
You're good. And then we see Blackbeard just goes on a tear throughout, you know, just bargaining with the government, doing, you know, trying to pull the strings to get what he wants in the end, and he doesn't care who's in his path, you know?
Yeah. I did want to point out, so the Davey clan, they the Celestial Dragons jail, you're just more Buccaneers, aren't you? So we kind of get a little bit of a confirmation there. Me and you were definitely trying to piece that together for a little bit now. More about Buccaneers and stuff. We definitely, there's a clear resemblance in builds of Kuma and Blackbeard, and we kind of see, you know, you can see zoomed in, there's some big body members of the Davey clan up there on stage, and I just think that was interesting, an interesting thing when I was reading, because prior to, we only knew about, you know, Kuma being the only confirmed Buccaneer boy, from what Ivankov used to call him and everything. But I wonder, is the Davey clan, were they just some Buccaneers, or were Buccaneers all stemming from the Davey clan? You know, is the Buccaneer race a part of, you know, connected with the Davey clan, or is this specific group that is left, you know, just happen to be Buccaneers, but they could be a certain race in the Davey clan? I don't know. I don't know. It makes you think.
Last chapter, it was like kind of confusing to like differentiate. This, I feel like we get a little bit more clarification. We do see some big members up there, which I think they are. I'm pretty sure that's what it's trying to portray. Like those are Buccaneer type people. Mm-hmm. But I feel like along the lines of like, I'm expecting Blackbeard's mom to be Buccaneer. Mm-hmm. But I don't think she's gonna be like a big old huge lady. So
no, I mean, I don't think from what it looks,
his mom might be Davey Clan, but she's not Buccaneer.
I mean, because even on the panel on page 2 on the bottom right panel, you see most of the women, they look to be significantly smaller.
Yeah.
Than the guys up there, but yeah, I wasn't sure because I was gonna ask if you think does that change anything for Kuma's potential family background, or do you think that's not really related?
Pure. Yeah, because they came from a different place. Mm-hmm. So I don't.
Buccaneers probably. I don't want to say breeded, but started integrating with the Davey clan, like probably, and started. I don't think there's probably not a direct. All Buccaneers have to be Davey clan members type thing, but
yeah,
I do like the aspect that is kind of confirmed that there's more Buccaneers in the show, and Blackbeard potentially being whether it's half Buccaneer, whatever the case may be. I like that confirmation because it's been something that's been speculated for a little bit now. I don't really have too much more for this chapter. I
got a couple more things I want to touch on, but
okay.
While you were on page 2, did you see the big Buccaneer guy with the straw hat?
I did. Yes. Yes.
Did you think Davey Clan or Buccaneer? I'm thinking like the Davey Clan is like just a certain lineage of somebody great, and then the Buccaneers were like the ancient people of the what are we calling it? The lost kingdom or ancient kingdom or scientific kingdom, whatever.
Right.
I feel like those are just like the citizens, the Buccaneers.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was just kind of I don't know. I was taken aback because, they're yelling out, "You're just more Buccaneers," and they got Buccaneers in all bold. And then we kind of see it, and it looks like there's a collection of different races. I mean, it looks like human. The dude in the back looks like he's like some sort of ogre, giant type. Then we got the dude in the straw hat who looks like a Buccaneer. It just looks like different shapes and sizes. But I mean, regardless, the Davey clan being confirmed, there being multiple descendants that are being held as prizes for slaves. It's crazy. They're called the most hated people. Their lives pose a danger to us all. Things like that just make you really want to. It makes me really want to learn about who Davy Jones was and why his name rings such bad bells throughout the Holy Land.
Did you want to roll into the next?
Yeah.
I just have like 3 more things I want to touch on.
Yeah, you could wrap things up with whatever you got. I got everything.
So, rolling into our Davey Back Drafts. From what we've seen, Garling's like biggest achievement was finding the remnants of
finding God Valley and finding the Davey clan.
Day clan. From what we see, it just makes you wonder how like, and then now like after Saturn's been popped and possessed and packed up and gone,
and now that Garland's
stepping up, you just wonder like how the other Gorosei came to their status.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was it always because like now we know Gorosei are replaceable? Yeah, that makes you think how long were each of them in their position? Were their previous, holders of, that position in the five elders?
What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's a good food for thought.
Are the redhead twins of Davey clan blood? What do you think?
I've been thinking about this a little bit more. I don't know. Because, one, why would Garland, like, have relation or even, get into it like that with a Davey clan member if they're so, they're...
I got some headcanon here.
Okay.
Davey clan were known for their strength back in the day, whatever. Some stronger people. And Garland was just looking to spice up his lineage for maybe a shot at the throne or just having his, family be more powerful than they are.
But he didn't want the Holy Land knowing, so that's why he covered it up.
Okay. Maybe just, get the mind flowing.
No, I see where you're going with that. That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, the more they talk about the Davey clan, the people of the Holy Land seem to talk so down on them. Like, they talk down on everybody, but they seem to have this heightened sense of hatred towards them, which kind of made me think like, why would Garland, do that? And then have kids, how can you accept your kids if they're half insect or whatever? Yeah. But right. Then again, I didn't think about it in the aspect of how special and how much of a threat that they could potentially be in terms of power. Yeah, in terms of power and what that would mean into Shanks being potentially, how strong and powerful he is. Maybe that could be
scaling his brother up to him, or how do you feel about that?
It's hard to say. It's hard to truly say because I'm not gonna scale his brother up to him yet. Not yet. Just because we haven't seen enough. I think it's gonna be safe to say that it's pretty close. I think Oda's gonna try and insinuate that. I mean, the fact that they are twins, he could have just even gave him a half brother or a brother, a different brother, but making them twins are usually even on a lot of, on the basis of a lot of things. So I think it's a pretty good a pretty good chance that he'll have power that can scale that high. My one question is how reliant on devil fruits versus Haki are the Holy Knights? Because Gabon's kind of giving us hints on there being ways to stop them, and I think God Valley is gonna be our secret, or our insight to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I feel like the Holy Knights as a whole, they probably have each of them probably have a weakness where I feel like Shanks being removed from that potentially, may not have. So it's hard for me to confidently assume that Shamrock's gonna. I feel like Shamrock's gonna be just as powerful, but probably there's gonna be something that I think exploits Shamrock a little bit more.
Gotcha. Talk some Garp talk, and this is the last I got.
Okay.
Garp's position becomes more like morally ambiguous. Like he's family to Dragon, but as a Marine and someone working within like the system, and what would he do in like the light of what happened here?
Yeah.
Do you think he acts out more than he acts on Marineford?
Yeah, because of Roger. I feel like Roger is that driving force for Garp.
Just breaks it out of him.
Yeah. Garp's interesting.
You think his son's presence will influence that? Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off with a whole.
No, you good. You good. I think that kind of helps me get my next point out. Actually, I think Dragon. I think there's gonna be some major event that happens where Dragon could be the center or something. Maybe Dragon gets his devil fruit and has like a big moment to where, you know, the whole tide of God Valley changes maybe. And Garp being one, like the one who is the most impacted by it. I don't know. I feel like there's I don't think Garp is as bad. There has to be something. There has to be something that's justifying why Garp is moving the way he is and why he continues to move, like even current day Garp, why he continues to do what he does. I do think there has to be some reason. I don't think he's just that negligent to all this disgusting acts of the world government and the holy lands, but right now it's not looking good. I just don't know. I don't know. I think there is going to be something along the lines of Dragon, Rox, and Roger. I think all of them are going to play a role in the trajectory of all of them changing.
Yeah. That's all I have for today, though.
Hey, man.
If you guys have made it this far, I appreciate it. Thanks for all the YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast listeners, and whatever app you listen to, whatever website that you catch us on. If you're at work, I appreciate you for tuning in at work.
Salute.
We highly encourage y'all to interact with us via comments, likes, ratings, and social media.
DMs, even DM us on TikTok, DM us on Instagram.
Throughout the week, we're gonna be posting some polls and some discussions. So I encourage y'all, hop on that, say what you want, say how you feel.
And I'm gonna make it a mission. Discord will be out. We'll have a Discord server by next episode as well. I'm gonna try and have that up.
We'll work on that this week.
That's gonna be a big thing where we're gonna host a lot of polls, community events. Hopefully, once we start, gaining some supporters over there. But that's gonna be a main hub, especially just to get links to everything we got going on. That's going to be the main hub. So be on the lookout for a Discord coming soon. Real quick before we get into wrapping everything up, rating on the chapter.
It was loaded, bro. I gotta give it a what's our highest one again?
Yonko,
yeah. Well, how do I know
Yonko? Okay.
But yeah, it's a Yonko chapter. I love the lore drop. I'm really liking, the dragon stocks are rising. I'm messing with it. I hope he plays a huge impact here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a Yonko too. My first read through, I was definitely like, I thought it was an admiral, but going through it again and actually seeing some of the smaller details that we were given throughout this chapter, it was good. I think I was just expecting God's Valley to just pop out and roll.
Yeah.
Like I think I was expecting Rocks to just pull up blasted stuff, Roger to pull up blasted stuff, you know. But I like this. It set the scene a little bit more. It gave us a little bit more attachment. It gave us a little bit more insight to some of the smaller things going on before, you know, the Rocks Pirates start really going crazy. The Roger Pirates and everything start going crazy. So it really set the stage, and I think the way it ended with Garp pulling up, that kind of, I think that just propels that into next week. So now I feel like next week we're kind of gonna get what I was expecting this week. But all in all, it was still a Yonko level chapter.
We are on break, though, sadly.
Oh, we are on break next week, but we do have an episode. We're gonna have Snow on as well. So we're still gonna have a loaded jam-packed episode next week. Excited for that. Should be a big episode. 11:44 coming out on the anime, and then no chapter. We may just dive into maybe some stuff that we missed and may talk about throughout the week on the chapter. And as a community, if y'all got more stuff that y'all want to discuss about the manga, even this recent arc as a whole, you know, we could talk about that and everything. So make sure y'all get in contact with us. Y'all make sure y'all stay interacting with our posts and our community tabs and stuff, so we can get some of that stuff rolling. Appreciate y'all for tapping into yet another episode of the Poneglyph Podcast with your PNG boys. It's your boy Milky Way J, aka Jay, here with my co-host Ja, on another great episode of the Poneglyph Podcast, where we decode the world of One Piece and anime one poneglyph at a time. We appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all tap in every single week, live 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube every Sunday. So make sure y'all tap in for that. And if y'all can't make that, we will always have the VOD up after the episode goes live, and we will also have the audio out on every platform the same night. I will have this up tonight on all platforms as well, if y'all want to go listen to it on audio. So we appreciate y'all, and we love y'all, and we will catch y'all next week. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's your PNG boys, and we out.
Big ups, take a light. Safety. Appreciate you, brother, for powering.